लाइव हो गई। लाइव हो गई। लाइव हो गई हमने। दरवाजा बंद करो। Hello everyone. I hope you can hear me. So we are live. We are live just for one reason, to discuss. If you have any question, and if you are unable to ask in comments, so I'm here to discuss your questions here. So please feel free to ask your questions. Just a minute. So far, we have 4 people online. So if you have any question, please ask. A question doesn't mean a question. You can discuss any point if you want. John, welcome to the channel. This, if you are not on my YouTube channel, then let me tell you that this is Bioinformatics Insights. So you can discuss a topic if you need any guidance in your research regarding bioinformatics, computational biology, or You can discuss if you have any problem specifically in general biology or some molecular biology. I will try to answer. So if I'm unable to answer, then also okay. The rest, you guys are free. Whatever you want to ask. Okay, John, you asked me about the QSAR models. So QSAR stands for quality structure or quantitative structure relationship. So I have already covered two videos for QSAR modeling, and you can watch those two video, and those are practical videos. I mean, they are not just theoretical. So practically you can perform QSAR models or QSAR analysis in drug designing. And now if you are asking specifically how it is working, so actually the analysis of QSAR depends what are your variables. For example, you have a set of structures, organic molecules, and you include a variable, let's say molecular weight. You include a variable, let's say the structural fingerprints. You include another variable, let's say hydrogen bond donor, acceptor, and so others. Because if we talks only about the molecular fingerprints, so there are more than 10 types of different uh, programs or different algorithms, let's say Max or Tanimoto. So you actually can include the variables you want, perform some exploratory data analysis, then use machine learning thing or machine learning models and train them. Now you can perform or you can predict the properties of unknown compounds using that models, using those trained models trained by you. So I have already covered two videos on the channel last month, and in those two videos uh, I have actually predicted for unknown that how you will perform. So for more detailed information, I would suggest to go there because I'm unable here like to explain those things theoretically. Okay, I have been venturing into 3D QSAR model, but I'm not sure about the optimization of the molecules. If it is necessary to optimize with quantum mechanics, they are very computationally expensive. Yes, you are right. Quantum mechanics is really an expensive thing, just like simulation. And yes, okay, so they are really an expensive thing. Let me tell you, there are some things which are, I would say, on the borderline. For example, I give you so many examples. When we do docking, when we perform docking, so there is a step before docking that is called chemical minimization. If you perform, okay. If you did not perform, also okay. So are you getting my point? That optimization of the molecule, if you perform more than okay, if you didn't perform, so it's okay. I mean, it's better to perform the optimization. But if you have problems in computational resources, so don't stop your work. Even if you didn't perform, then also okay, until and unless you do not see a major mistakes or a major problem in your structure. So that is fine. Marco B. Is it possible to publish in a good journal research paper that will be about docking a large amount of compounds from PubChem, Kimball, or some similar database with some extra analysis but without any wet lab supplementary experiment? Marco B, you asked a very interesting question, and I will also give you a very interesting answer. Um, Let me tell you, I had a paper in Journal of Infection that is 36, and believe me, I docked one compound that was selimerine with a protein, and I perform 60 nanosecond of simulation. That's okay. But you know, the answer, this is not the answer to your question. This is just I want to make the foundation for all the people who are listening. You know what makes a paper or a research paper to be published in a good journal? Uh, Actually, I will tell you, I will answer you from my experience. It is not the data. Remember, this is a misconception. This is the wrong conception that if you have this much of data, so it will go in the high quality journal. No, it is a factor. But for me, that factor is here, not here. Then a question comes that what is the important thing? Remember, the important thing is the time. Number one, the time. If, for example, in the pandemic corona, the steel was hot, how to say, the iron was hot, and even if you do smaller work relating to the COVID, so the trending topic was COVID. So, point one, is your topic is currently trending? If not, then try to make it trending. Then how you will make it trending? This is another question. To answer that question, we call it a story. So to conclude these 2 points, if you want to publish in a good journal, your story is important, not the work is important. I give you a straightforward example here. I will tell you two statements and then we will compare. For example, I'm writing a statement in my paper. The statement is, assume like I'm reading my paper. Okay. So the statement is like this, option one. We have docked three compounds. Among these three compounds, compound one shows the bitter affinity among these three. Then next we perform simulation of 100 nanoseconds, and this is the RMSD analysis and this is the RMSF analysis you can see in that figure, and hence we believe it is a good inhibitor. This was option one. Listen the same thing in second example. We perform docking of three chemicals, and among these three chemicals, compound one shows the good bitter affinity. To validate our results, to validate the results of our docking, whether the docking, the compound can stay stable with the complex. We opted 100 nanosecond of simulation, and where we saw that for the major part on the simulation, the compound stayed in the active pocket. Beside this stability, we checked the RMSD and RMSA blah 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 blah. I presented the same two sentences, but in the second sentence, I made the reviewers to believe that why we perform simulation. I made him, I dragged him to believe that we perform the simulation just to validate our docking results. But in first case, I simply tell him, now after docking, we did the simulation. Did you see? It's the same thing. But in the second line or in the second point, you can say I sell my story in a better way. So this is point one. You should remember that before writing a paper or after completing a paper, you should think how this story can be more catchy. Which result should be on the top, which should be on the second. Most of the time, when we are writing a paper, we keep the result like this. If we perform docking first, we keep docking first. If we perform simulation second, then we keep simulation second. If we perform wet lab third, we keep wet lab third. No, it's not that way. When your results are finished, take a day or 2 days off and think that I have docking, simulation, and wet lab results. How can be a good story? So if you sketch one story in mind, now think of another story. Is there another way to present these results? So maybe your story becomes this way, that we were doing a wet lab analysis, we found this. Then we do docking and simulation and we did this, we got this. The same work you presented in another story. So if I want to speak, Marco, I can speak for a longer time, but I think I got so many other comments too. So let me answer them first, and then if you are here, then I will continue the same thing. But the main point I want to convey that try to make your story stronger. And how can you make your story stronger? Ask yourself, why I'm writing this paper, what is the question I'm answering in this paper. Then keep your writing against that question. Don't write just blindly. I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this, and finish. No. What was the question? Why you write? So if you just write a paper, I did this, I did this, I got this, and we believe this and finish, not no, no good journal will take this. But if you mix it, like we think this, we plan this, then we did this, then we validate this is a different thing. I hope I convey my point. Marco B, dear John, if its organic molecule standard UFF RMF optimization is enough for docking. Okay, so actually, John was asking for not simply a docking. He was asking for something else, but thanks for the answer. At least you are helping me. Flying Jet. Can MD simulation used to predict the effect of mutation, protein structures, and function? Yes, of course. If you watch my the recent video, which where I have shared the basic concept of simulation. So in simulation, we are making the compound free to move. So if it's a natural protein, it's moved this way. But when then we will plot the RMSF. But on the other hand, if we are mutating this thing, and if this thing is mutated, like if the protein become this, now if we are simulating, and because of this, the absence of this mutation, or the absence of this residue in mutant, or the substitution because of this residue in mutant, it may affect this whole region. I use the word may affect, and that can be seen from the RMSF graph very easily. Okay, next, John. Thank you very much, Mr. In Marco. Okay, uh, there's a good behavior. He acknowledged his reply. Thank you again. Okay, Marco B, I see. Where are you going? It's an interesting perspective. Thank you. Um, I think you mean the my about the answer I gave to you. Marco, it's not only an interesting perspective, but it's actually also the real perspective. I found this in I found this in my experience, and actually people like nowadays the impactful work. Okay, I give you a simple example. This time I also made a video. This time the Nobel Prize got by for protein structure prediction. The Nobel Prize was got by AlphaFold, uh, John Jumper and Hasabi. Okay, what AlphaFolds do? Structure prediction, yes. But do you know, in the field of structure prediction, David Baker is working since ages, I would say. He has tremendous programs, Robita, Rosita, Itazer, I think also Pyri, I'm not sure for Pyri. Okay, but why AlphaFold? Because the impact was more. Why the impact was more? There are many reasons, but one of the reason is they released the program not in 2018 when people were waiting. They released the code in 2020 or the first months of 2021. If you see their Nature paper, and do you know that was COVID? And the paper was cited many times. You can see their Nature paper of AlphaFold in 2021. What do you think if there was no COVID? How people will would take that AlphaFold thing? That was the time that brought the impact. By no mean I'm not criticizing, but what I was trying to say that it's actually the time, it's actually your point, and it's actually the way you are telling your point. These three things are more important. So nowadays the world is changing. People don't care if you sequence too many genes and blah 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 and share that data. Maybe no journal will take care of it. The reviewers people, because I am also reviewer of some good journal. I don't want to mention. So they use a proper word. Let me share you. They say this data has a juice. This data is not juicy. What does that mean from the juice? From the juice, that mean that it is citable. People will like it. These are the matrices. Sorry for harsh reality, but you have to cope with the word. You have to go with the word. Okay. John, I have lost a bit of interest in docking analysis. There are so many different algorithms with different results. Variation depending on the crystal structure chosen. What is your opinion? The docking world seems to be a wild jungle. You made me speechless. Okay. Yes, John, you are right. Uh, you are right. But I will use this term for blind docking. I completely agree in case of blind docking. But if the crystal structure contains a crystalline ligand, then I'm somehow disagree because in that case it is easy for the docking program also for us to spot the real location, and in majority of time in majority of things the docking will be correct, but you don't have to perform docking with the normal setting. Then what you have to do, just increase the exhaustiveness, all those things, and perform flexible docking. It will be more than better. Okay, so that was my opinion I shared. It's up to you, you agree or not. I respect uh, everyone's suggestions and opinion. By the way, thank you for this kind of discussion. I like it. Marco B, thank you for the advices. Good story makes the good paper. 100% agree. Flying Jet, thank you, sir. You are welcome. Okay, so far we spent almost 20 or 25 minutes. We had three active members: Marco B, John, Flying Jet, and I'm sorry to say we have five people online. Three are you, two I don't know who they are, but they just want to listen. So even though I'm thankful that at least they are listening, and let's wait for some time. If nobody comes, then uh, we will go sign out and we will go back. By the way, this is my fourth live session, and it's the first time I got so many, three or four, but top of the line questions, because most of the time people will ask me how to do docking. My answer will be I have made a video, go there and watch. The next question will be how to select proteins. My answer will be I have made a video, go and watch. I don't like those kind of questions. So today, the quality of questions from Marco, John, and also a question from Flying Jet, that was great. So thank you for such great questions. I will let my friends know about your channel. Excellent. John, if you haven't been to my channels, so let me tell you, the channel is here since almost 1 year. It's not very famous, but it's getting famous. I have almost 1300 subscribers. The good thing is they are from around the globe. I have dropped almost 60 videos or 59 videos, but 96% of them are tutorials and longer tutorials. I mean, I don't like this kind of videos like what is bioinformatics, what is docking. No, you will not see this kind of video. I share proper tutorial and by different ways. Let me tell you, I have shared three different tutorials for docking. One is on Google Colab, one is on the Vina normal tutorial everyone is following. The third one is on Samsung. Okay, now we are entering into the simulation things, and after simulation we will enter into the database or the data sets analysis. In the meanwhile, I had also covered the implementation of AI and artificial neural network in different tutorials. Beside this, on this channel, you can go to the playlist and you can see CAD, computer aided drug designing. I love that playlist. It contains almost 15 videos. You will enjoy each and every one because each and every one of them is a different tutorial of a series. And by watching that course or by watching that playlist, you will be aware that docking is just one of the video or one of the step in these 14 for CAD. Still, I'm feeling I need to add much in that playlist because the drug designing and drug discovering is not just a docking. We people just take it as a docking. That is a misconception. So thank you. You said I will share your channel, but thanks for this. John QSR is already caught. Let me just a minute. Let me show you if I can share the screen. At least I can tell you in which playlist they are. Okay, John, go to the playlist of computer aided drug designing, and these two videos are shared by August 2. It means 2 months ago. And the video title is the first one is Learn to Perform QSAR Modeling on Compound Dataset, and the second video is Learn to Perform QSAR Modeling on Compound Dataset Part 2. Okay, so each of the first one is 30 minutes, the second one is 49 minutes. So I have already covered this. Still, after watching that, if you feel I can do much better, uh, drop me your suggestions in comments. I will also try to cover that part. I think you just came here by chance from YouTube, so that's okay. Could you okay Byte Boss 100? Okay, welcome to the channel or this live session. Could you sometime make a video on how to find out the genetic location of someone? For example, the G plus 7883T polymorphism in the amino acid of protein. Byte Boss, if I understand your question, you mean that, for example, there is one mutation on the gene or in the genome, its location is 78883, G is changed to T. Now you want to know which amino acid or which amino acid in protein it will code. Do you mean this? If you mean this, then I will tell you now. It's very simple. You need just to answer me one thing. I can teach you this in 2 minutes. Okay. I need you to answer me one thing. Do you use the most simple program BioEdit. Do you use BioEdit? If yes, I can tell you now. If no, then my answer will be that okay, I will make a video. But if yes, tell me now, please. I'm waiting. John, I found it. Thank you very much. Okay, that's better you find it. And I hope to do another live soon. John, I'm coming to this live session just randomly. Normally, I come to the live session, let's say after 20 days or 15 days, and just randomly. Okay, okay. Okay, let me give you an answer. And I will also try to make a video, but of course, the video will take some time because right now it will be in so hurry. So that's why. But I'm telling you now in the in you in an easy language. Okay, what you need to do first, just write BioEdit, download. You will see a very smaller software, I think 12 MB or 16 MB, not more than 16 MB. It's a very smaller one. Open it. Sorry, download it now. And let me see, think if I can share my screen now. I can just wait. I have this feature. You guys are seeing me, so I want you to see streaming. You don't have access to this feature. Webcam, you don't have access to this feature. Manage. If I can, let me see, share screen. Okay, let me tell you, boss, Byte boss. Okay, I'm sharing my screen now, and wait. It's very easy. This is share a screen, share a screen, share a screen. Select a tab to share. It show window entire screen. Okay. Okay. This is the program which is installed. See, I'm doing it for you. BioEdit. So you can find it easily. Okay. Now what you need to do, for example, you have a sequence. Let me load some sequence. Any sequence. Okay, I'm loading any data. Let's say I have this sequence. Oh no, this is not coding sequence. Let me open. Okay, these are my sequences. It doesn't matter if you have one sequence or two sequences or three sequences. So these are the sequences. Now let's see. Let's say you can see this GNT thing. Suppose this is your case. In wild type it is G, but in other it is T. How we will know? Okay, click here. Wait, click here, file, come here, graphic view. Now you came this way. From here, first see here again which location, what is the location. Let's say this is 60, 61, 2, 61 and 2. This is location 62. Or okay, so now file, graphic view, location 62. Let me make it bigger. Wait, if I can. Um, Size is, limit size is 9. Okay, and this is, you can see this ruler, this is 40. Okay, so whatever, I just teach you that thing because there are many mutation. Now you can see this tab here. I want to see that which letter they are coding. So that is very simple. Just see here, 3-letter translation or 1-letter translation. Okay, click here. Now can you see, this is, for example, for every codon, let's say CGG, this is arginine. But if in another sequence that is CG like another thing, so you will see a different thing. Let me show you. Is there any difference? Okay, on this data I cannot see a difference, but from this way you can spot on. Okay, that is fine. Okay, I show you another way also. That was from bioedit. Now another way I want to show you, you can just come here. You can just come here and write XPazi. This is also a very good method. XPazi translate tool XPazi. If you don't want to download, paste your sequence here. Let's say I'm pasting some sequence here. Let me copy some sequence, and I'm going to take one sequence just to tell you. Okay, let's say this is my sequence. Control C. Now paste it here. Control V. You can remove the gap because in your sequence I think there you may not have the gap, so just make it like your sequences. Okay, now forward or reverse 10, whatever, this is standard. Okay, wait, okay, translate. Now if you see, this is the translated thing in all frames, and this one is the correct one. Okay, now let me show you. There should be some option where you can control the wait, this is standard, forward, reverse, include nucleotide sequence, compact M, output format, compact M, no space, include nucleotide sequence. Click this one, include nucleotide sequence, translate again. Now you see, for example, this is CGC, so it stands for M. But perform the same thing again, change this CGC to CGD, or not, there is no D, like CGA, and then check it again, like to where it will codes. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. Wait. Window entire screen. Okay. So I don't know what you are seeing now. I have stopped those things, but still, I I should have an option to start the screen sharing. Entire screen, Chrome tab. That is fine. Okay, thanks a lot. I was looking for this information for a long time. So, Byte Boss, did you see the screen? Because I shared it, but I didn't ask you. So I hope you saw my screen. I perform by two ways. Okay, that's great. So I showed you by two ways. One is through BioEdit, but if you think BioEdit is kind of noisy, blah blah blah, then follow the Xpesi Translate tool and click there the third option on the top left, like show nucleotide with space, because if you click the with space, then you can see the those triplet codon, we call it codon, the triplet code separated. Also, let me tell you the last thing. Please be careful if your genome is not from human or some well-known eukaryote, then uh, be careful in the selection of codon. On the Xpesi Translate tool, if you remember, there was a button that says standard. So that is for standard. If you have some specific, the sequence is from some specific, like protozoa, like rodent termites, just like how to say, I'm weak in biology myself, but if it is from protozoa or some another thing, then check that list and with the standard change it to their specific term or specific organism, then the translation will be accurate. Otherwise, if you turn it on the human thing, the standard thing, and your sequence is from some alien organism like protozoa and those things, the translation will be wrong, and you will just you will be angry on me. So I just tell you that in advance, but it will not be that big problem, and I hope you will know all this. So that's okay, you like it. At least in today's session, I'm happy that at least I have guide uh, practically someone. Thank you. So if do you have any question, other one? I have total 5 people, and I think to each and everyone I talk. So if you don't have any question, then we can stop this session, because I'm sure no one will come. We don't have the entertainment kind of thing, so that's why people are going to live session of uh, entertainment live session. So okay, I'll wait just for 1 or 2 more minutes. So if you have any question, then I will sign out. And thank you for being with me. John says, I have several more questions. Hopefully, I will be able to connect again with more time. John, I do not have problem with time. If you want to ask me now, you can ask me. Why I said it, it's okay, then sign out, because it looks awkward if you have 6 or 7 people and there is no more questions. Then why why you are seeing my picture and why I'm seeing the screen? If you have question, please ask. Or if the questions are not ready, then that's okay. Okay, an alpha fold structure would be ready for docking. Listen, uh, I had covered also a video on AlphaFold 3. I did not cover a video on AlphaFold 2, but I have covered, and let me tell you that video is the most viral video of the channel, almost watched by 9K people. So why I'm telling about that video? Because there I have explained how to interpret the results. In result interpretation, you will take care of PLDDT. It's a score. So if the structure you are modeling or you modeled with AlphaFold, if the PLDDT is more than 90%, or in the blue zone, we call it the blue zone, and particularly the active pocket where you are planning to dock your ligand, that should be in the blue zone. If that's the case, then sure, you can use it for docking. But if the active pocket or the other part of the structure or the critical part, if you think is the critical part, if it's not in the blue zone, means the confidence level is lower, then I'm afraid you cannot. But how you will know that what's the blue zone, what's the yellow zone, what's the red zone, what's the orange zone? I think four zones. Then I would suggest to watch that video, because if I speak this way, not a screen in front, then it will be boring. So in that video, I have explained the matrices like IPTM, PLTT, simple PTM, and also some another thing, PAE, predicted alignment error. So these things are important. So without seeing those matrices, no one can decide how the structure is. So if the structure is not in a better condition, or I would say in a blue zone, don't go there. Don't use it for docking. But if it's better, sure, you can use it. Okay, John, do you have another question? If yes, we can wait. If no, so I will use the same sentence again, that it's awkward that we are looking me and I'm playing with this pen. Someone came now. Uh, So I don't know who are you, but you have joined this channel now. So if you have any question, please you can ask in comments, and I will try my best to answer. I have another question, but about molecular dynamics. Maybe you have done course grain dynamics. Can you ask the question? I have covered the description or the basic idea of simulation. Okay. By tomorrow or maybe the day after tomorrow, I will cover the first tutorial on molecular dynamic simulation, and I will use, let me share it in advance. I will use Samsung, and then for the second tutorial, I will use Google Colab. Uh, and let's see, for if you are asking me that you have done course grain dynamics, so no. Specifically, so far on the channel, there is only one video, the latest video you can see, where I have used the daily life examples, where I have used the daily life examples to 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 teach people like what is simulation. I found that most of the people, they use dynamics, they perform simulation with the help of other people, but they don't know what simulations are. The problem is if they don't know what simulation are, so they feel difficult to interpret the results. Or even if they interpret the results, it makes no sense. They will interpret like this is the RMSD, this is the RMSF, this is the radius of gyration, but they don't know what to deduce, what to extract, what I'm trying to say to the people. So that's why sometimes their good data, because of their bad explanation, it goes into some lower journals. So that's why I shared the latest video. The title is like grab the basic concept of simulation. So that is almost 37 minutes video where I use the daily life example, because I did not want to bore the people with so many calculations and those things. So simply I wanted to I wanted that the people should know that what actually simulations are, how why we are doing those simulations. So the next some more details I will cover in the tutorial sections, and that is coming maybe in 1 or 2 days. Still, it is not ready. I have not recorded. Okay, Ujinyi Funofolua. I'm sorry. If I will call it Ojin. I'm unable to pronounce your name. It's so hard for me. So thank you, sir. Is Samsung free? Okay, a very good question. Samsung is free, but if you perform simulation, then if you have a good system, like if your system is in a good quality, higher computation, good GPUs, you have a GPU system, then in that case, Samsung is free because you use Samsung and perform the simulation locally. The Samsung will give you two options: perform locally and perform in cloud. So if you are selecting the cloud option, then the cloud is not free. Even on Google Colab, it is not free. You have to pay. But if you think your system is good enough, then click the local option. I will address this thing in the tutorial, coming tutorial. So Samsung is free if your personal system is good enough to perform simulation. But if your personal system is not good enough, then Samsung is not free because you will use their cloud GPUs, which is not free. The cloud GPUs will charge you everywhere, everywhere. If you are on Kaggle, if you are on Google Colab, or if you are on Samsung. So, so therefore, I always say Samsung is free because it's because of our machine. Okay, then why Samsung is better? Believe me, I'm not working in Samsung. Samsung is from Waningstrom, that is from France. But why I like Samsung? Because you don't need to install the Grumex things, you don't need to install anything. You just only need to install Samsung. All these things are already installed. Now, what is next? Just load your protein, click repair, click minimize, click equilibrate, click production. I mean, so you in one window you do all these things. Now, in the final step, the production or the uh, to what we call it real simulation, I will say Samsung will give you two options: run locally and run in cloud. So if you can run locally, just click run locally, and the Samsung will not charge you anything. Your system will perform those simulation. But if your system is not good enough, then what to do? You will use cloud, and clouds is managed not managed by Samsung. So that's why I think Samsung is free and is good. Okay, great. In relation to Grant course MD, I have reviewed that it is possible to perform dynamics with this method much computational time. John, there is a problem. Let me tell you. In course grant simulation, most of the time, they do not they do not entertain the whole amino acid. I would say this way: what we have in amino acid, the N terminus, the C terminus, sorry, the N and carbonyl carbon, then the alpha carbon in the middle, then the R group, and then the H. The middle one is alpha carbon. In coarse grained simulation, we also sometime, you mean like that, like NMA studies, we also sometime call it large range dynamics. Okay, so they work on the spring constant. Spring constant means just pull it and then leave it. Just the spring will comes back. So in the spring constant, they consider the sequence just like a beads of a string with beads. But do you know what is bead? The carbon alpha, the middle one. So the coarse grained are easy in that case because it ignores the the side chains in the amino acid. That's the one thing. Okay. Another thing, let me tell you, There is another kind of simulation, we call it pulling simulation. We pull the protein and then leave it. So that is also easy. But once again, it's the question you are looking for. If your question do not correlate, or the answer is, if it's not correlating with the course grand simulation, then it will not work. Okay. Oh, Ginny. Okay, my English name is Emmanuel. Yes, that's fine. Okay. Okay, Emmanuel. Thanks, sir. I have a GPU laptop with RTX GeForce. Great. Emmanuel, wait for my next, if you are on the channel, wait for my next tutorial. The tutorial is on how to perform simulation on Samsung. And do you know what? First watch the video for Samsung, like how to install if you don't know. And then after that tutorial, you will be happy. I will make your life easy if you have this kind of system. Because just open Samsung, prepare your system with clicking, nothing to install anything. I guarantee you, you will install nothing extra. Each and everything is the Groomex is even installed, all those Ember Shember, each and everything. Just click, 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 and then finally click run locally. I will not click run locally. My system is running with 32 GB RAM, but I don't have RTX. So I will run that step in the, how to say, in the tutorial. I will run that step in the cloud, but you run it locally. That's it. So just wait few days. I'm bringing a surprise for you. So for you, it's free. That's what I mean. Okay, I'm personally interested in how the 5-UTR region of the gene and the sequence surrounding it affect the regulation of the gene. I'm still trying to develop in this topic. Oh man, you are entering into some dark web. Why I say like this? You know, if let me tell you, just type dark matter of DNA. Just type dark matter of DNA. The region which do not codes also include the 5-UTR. Okay, that is called dark matter. And to me, how to say, to me, it is the unexplored region, not only to me, for everyone, but I'm making a very big statement now. To me, it will it will award a Nobel Prize in future because our biology is very limited. We know about that region which is coding, which is very little, almost 2 or 3%, or let me say 5%. The 90% region which is not coding in the human genome or other things, it's still a mystery. People know it's regulating epigenomics, it's regulating gene expression. The question you are saying that you are trying to study that how it will regulate the gene. I don't have the answer because it's not that straightforward. As I told you that this kind of thing can bring a Nobel Prize. Why? Because this is called the dark matter. It includes in the dark matter. Simply, if you want to read, just write the dark matter. Even give it to the Chat GPT or Meta AI. They will give you so much. And by the way, I love this topic, and maybe in future you also see my paper, but so far I don't have in this topic. But I know about this thing, and it needs some serious kind of research. So I can only say good luck, and you are working on some challenging topics. So it needs dedication and interest, and good luck. I wish you are the one having a Nobel Prize in future, so at least I will be able to say that I know him or I talked to him. Okay, so good luck. Can you provide the link to download Samsung, sir? Oh my God, Emmanuel, just watch on the channel. I think 6 days ago I have covered a video on it, introduction to Samsung. So can you find it? If not, then write Samsung Connects in Google. Write Samsung. No, the spell is Samson. Remove P. There is no space for P. So say Samsung Connects. Write to Google. You will be there. And remember, sign in with your institutional ID. Do not sign in with your Gmail, because the Gmail means you are signing from kind of commercial ID. So you use your university or organization ID. Thank you very much, sir. I'm looking forward to fruitful collaborations. Okay, thank you. I am open, and I collaborate things. No problem. Sorry for going from one topic to a different one, but I wanted to ask in relation to QSR, what can you do when the model with the existing molecule is not statistically correct? This kind of thing is, I mean, I can suggest you something, but this kind of science is a kind of hit and trial method. One thing you can do, if possible, increase the data. Okay. Second, if possible, search for the better, or search for the optimized model. Take help from the chat GPT, and because there are so many models, so that you need to search which model may be better. Option 3, you can search for the k k classification, I would say. I mean, use the k value, let's say k3, k4, k5. I forgot the exact word. What k classification? It's not classification, it's something else, but it's k. Okay, I forgot it, but it's a kind of k. You k classification, k no, I. So these three things you do. I sorry, I forgot the other word. So just try to tweak your data, remove some variables, increase some variables, increase the data if possible, and change the ratio. Like if you are doing with 20/80 ratio, change it to 30/70. Try this way. Also search for some best model, maybe for let's say if you are working with the random forest, so try gradient boosting. If you are working with gradient boosting, try linear regression, or the third thing I forgot the name, k folding. I'm sorry, ask ChatGPT. I'm sorry. This time I cannot. Okay. Can you eliminate the molecules until you get a good model? can you eliminate the molecules until you get a good model? John, good model in what? Or okay, QSAR. Yes, I told you you can decrease the variables, you can increase the variables, you can reduce the data. Actually, that means eliminate. You can increase the data if you have. Okay, and the another thing you can try different. You can try different. I have been eliminating molecules, but I have the feeling that I can improve it, but this is very biased. Look, John, uh, it's not biasness because you are training a model. You are training a model, and why you are training a model? Because you want to predict something, and for prediction, your model should produce a lower error. Okay, now if you use, let's talk this way, if you use this much model, so big, let's talk this way, if you use this much model, but if the error is bigger, what to do? If this model gives you smaller error, RMSE, then I think the correct model is better because actually, what is the job of the model? Just think, what is the job? The prediction. What is your target? A good prediction. So it doesn't matter you use this model or you use this model, but your prediction should be the model error should be minimum. So I think if you can do this, it's not biasness. But if you think it's biasness, then how you will answer that if I'm using a model with training with 1 million compounds and you are training a model with half million, it is also biasness. So there is no boundaries then. What is the real definition of biasness then? So I think I have answered the question. Just there is no harm if you can decrease the model, the variables are the some data, but try to increase it if you can. Also change the 90-10 ratio, 90-10 ratio, 8 to 20 ratio, or 70. Try different things. Nomana Asghar, hello sir, I'm molecular docking. In molecular docking at Autodoc Vina, why we use grid box and we are where we are bind or attach like ligand or any other molecule. Noman, we use grid box to tell the program to dock the ligand if this is our protein and you want to dock your ligand here, then it's better to use a grid box here because if you are not using a grid box here and you are using the whole thing as a grid box, then maybe once the computer the program will take a lot to check all the holes, all the possibilities, which is not required to check. Because the your the position is this one, like your pocket is this one. So why not use a grid box and guide the program to search there, not go here and there, just go there. So that's why we are using grid box. And where we are bind or attach ligand or any other molecules. I didn't get this point. It's true. Thank you very much. I will keep you trying to model it that way. You are most welcome. Okay, guys. So far, we had only 6 people in this session, but believe me, I love it because you didn't set me free. So thank you, you are 6, because if you were more today, it would be difficult for me to answer. So thank you, everyone. And see you next time then. If you haven't subscribed my channel, so please subscribe, watch those tutorial. If you have any question, ask in comments. I answer each and every comment, don't worry. And see you then. Bye bye. Thank you and greetings from the Arctic Circle. You are most welcome, and probably you are the only one user I have. So I would like you to subscribe and watch my channel in the Arctic Circle. Arctic Circle. Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye. See you there.